I didn't plan to end my marriage that night. I didn't even plan to say anything serious. But sometimes the truth comes out when you're too tired to keep adjusting it. I'm 38. My wife is 37. We have a 13-year-old son. And for most of his life, I've been the one who showed up. Not because I wanted control, not because I thought I was better, but because if I didn't, no one else would. It didn't start that way. When our son was younger, we were both working. We both cared. We both made time. Then she got an opportunity at work. A promotion. More responsibility, longer hours, more pressure. We talked about it and agreed I'd step back for a while, just until things stabilized. They never did. Temporary turned into years, and then into a full decade. At first, I didn't mind. I actually liked it. Being present, knowing his teachers, going to every game, being the parent he could talk to without hesitation. Those things mattered to me. They still do. But slowly, something shifted. Not all at once, gradually. She missed one soccer game, then another, then entire seasons. She stopped coming to school events, stopped joining weekend trips, stopped asking about his day. At first, there were reasons. Work deadlines, stress, exhaustion, and I believed those reasons. But after a while, the reasons stopped changing, and the outcome never changed either. She just wasn't there. The moment that stuck with me the most wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. One day my son had a game, and he didn't ask if she was coming, not even once. That's when it hit me. Kids don't stop asking unless they already know the answer. So I adapted. I stopped trying to coordinate everything with her. If he wanted to go somewhere, we went. If something came up, we did it. Not to exclude her, but because waiting meant nothing would happen. A few weeks ago, he asked if he could dye his hair. Nothing extreme, just something fun, something he was excited about. So I said yes. We made a whole day out of it. Music, jokes, messing around, getting it done properly. It was one of those rare days where everything just felt easy. He was happy, and honestly, so was I. When she came home and saw it, everything changed. She froze. Then her face collapsed, and she started crying. Not quiet tears, real emotional breakdown. She said we were making memories without her, that she felt left out, that she didn't recognize her own family anymore. And something in me finally snapped, not loudly, not angrily, just completely. I told her the truth. I said if we waited for her to be available, we wouldn't have any memories at all. The silence after that was heavy. She looked at me like I had just betrayed her, but I hadn't said anything new. I had just said it out loud. That turned into a fight. She said I was excluding her, that I was making decisions without her, that I was pushing her out. I told her she had already stepped out, and that was the moment everything shifted. Because it wasn't just about that day. It was about years, years of showing up alone, years of explaining her absence, years of pretending this was temporary. But that wasn't the only thing weighing on me, because around the same time, something else had been building, something I had ignored for most of my life. My aunt. She's always been involved, too involved, in ways that would seem small individually, but constant over time. At a family event recently, she saw me with a drink, walked straight over, tried to take it out of my hand, told me I'd had enough. I'm 38. At my sister's wedding, she tried to cut me off from alcohol, asked bartenders about me, tried to control conversations I was having, even made comments about a woman I was talking to, like I couldn't be trusted to choose who I spend time with. For years, I brushed it off, ignored it, told myself it wasn't worth the energy. But after what happened at home, it hit differently, because I started seeing the pattern. At home, I was being told I wasn't doing enough. Outside, I was being treated like I couldn't make decisions at all. And in both places, my autonomy didn't seem to matter. That realization stuck with me, longer than the fight, longer than the silence that followed. Because after that night, things didn't go back to normal. We tried to talk, but every conversation felt like we were speaking different languages. I suggested counseling. She said she didn't have time. I suggested adjusting schedules. She said it wasn't possible. I suggested anything that might bring us back to something stable, and every time there was a reason it couldn't happen. Eventually, the conversation stopped. We were still in the same house, but not really in the same life. And my son noticed. He didn't say much, but I could see it. The way he stayed closer to me, the way he avoided tension, the way he stopped expecting things from her. That was the moment I knew something had to change. Not for me, for him. Update 1. I told her I couldn't keep doing this. No ultimatums, no anger, just a simple truth. I said I needed a partner, not someone who occasionally appeared in the background of our lives. She said I was being unfair, that I didn't understand the pressure she was under, that I was minimizing everything she was doing. And maybe there's some truth in that, but pressure doesn't erase absence, and effort doesn't count if it never shows up where it matters. Update 2. We're separating. It's not dramatic. No shouting. No chaos. Just done. Our son chose to stay with me. She didn't fight it. And honestly, that told me everything I needed to know. As for my aunt, I've changed how I deal with her. No more explaining. No more arguing. No more trying to make her understand. If she crosses a line, I disengage. If she pushes, I leave. If she comments, I ignore it. And for the first time in my life, it's actually working. I think the biggest lesson in all of this is something I should have learned years ago. You can't force people to show up. You can't argue someone into caring. And you can't build your life around waiting for someone to become who you need them to be. What you can do is decide what you accept and what you don't. And sometimes choosing yourself is the only way to stop losing yourself. This concludes today's story. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing to support our work.